And good afternoon or evening, depending on where you're at. Welcome to another episode of Wrong Side Simulations. Bring the best content, the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat. And as always, my name is Blake, and I am a real-world flight dispatcher. aiming to bring you a little more context to your flight sim viewing experience. And today's mission, aside from an announcement that we'll make here shortly, we're going to be repositioning this aircraft, November 637, November Kilo, from this MRO here in Pensacola, which you will notice has a little bit of scenery issues. I need to find a way to reach out to Dominic Design and be like, yo, we need version 1.2 out because shit's fucked. There's some trees on the apron, there's some trees inside the complete building, which is the one you're looking at to the left, and then there's some trees into the structure on the right side there that's being built. Now in real life that structure has been finished, but at the time when they made this scenery that structure was not finished being built yet. Therefore they kind of tried to represent its current state at the time. As you can see there's trees all up in that shit. I'm not super worried about that one, but I do not like the trees that are on the apron. Y'all will see that once we taxi out. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with our taxi. But anyways, so before we roll into this, I did put a little poll out if y'all want some good news first or bad news first. So make sure you vote on that. It looks like there's an aircraft in front of us here at the MRO, although it's sitting inside of the building in the trees. But anyways, so as always, first things first, the most important thing of all the streams, and that is to thank our channel members for their continued unconditional love and support. It just warms my heart more than this bourbon is warming my throat. That's going to be Mickety Mike, Tyler Rocks, Dustin, David Isaac, Wes Burson, AJJ, Hillbilly Gypsy, Captain Nate, The Champ, Kyle Lewis, Image Seeker, Marco Girardi, and Callie Simmer. Thank you guys so much for the continued support, especially during a time where I'm only pumping out like one damn stream a week, if even. But anyways, now over to the chat. My man Wes is in the house. Great to see you, Wes. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a lovely evening out there in Texas. Will, what's going on, brother? Great to see you, dude. Hope you're doing well. And FO Pilot Death, my man, solo today for the first time. Very happy for you. It's got to be an awesome feeling, but probably a little scared shitless too, right? As soon as that instructor got out and shut the door, I bet you're like, here we go. Shit's getting real.
Have a good day.
But all right, so we'll kick this off with like the actual announcement is the bad news. The good news is like nothing compared to the bad news. So looking at the poll now, poll says to kick things off with the bad news. So we're gonna do that. Actually, no, it says to kick it off with the good news. Okay. So starting with the good news, check out this fucking livery. Now, I know we've been looking at it in the cinematics, but I'm going to show y'all some cooler stuff here in a sec. I've actually wanted a livery like this for a long time with the mismatched radome, because I see them flying around from time to time. And super dope that we've got one. Now we just need a yellow livery with the white radome, because I see those around from time to time as well. But the cool part of this livery is that we got a few things changed. Y'all saw the livery we had not long ago with the animated items in the cockpit. Had like the minion eyes and stuff. But after working with Silky Smooth a little bit, we got a few things changed to make it a little bit more realistic. And one of those things is what we call the can. So I had V1 take some pictures of the can, which is basically just a kind of protective housing for the maintenance logbook. The logbook is inside of this, and you'll hear us talk about that in the checklist, maintenance log and tail, and that's this thing here. Love it. It's got the correct fin number on top of it. So that's pretty dope that they got that changed. Now the release, the OFP that is sitting in between the thrust levers in these liveries, used to be just kind of a blank folded piece of paper, but now I sent him one of my delivery releases from across the pond, And this is actually the release that I sent him. So this piece of paper here you're seeing is a flight release that I made doing one of our deliveries. This was an aircraft that came from Hamburg going over to Keflavik for its fuel stop. You can see EDHI, intermediate alternate of EGPD, which I think is Aberdeen, and then BIKF, which is Keflavik. So super cool to kind of see something that I took from the real world, and it is thrown here into the virtual cockpit. We even have the routing right here. It's pretty dope. And then we got these little sun screens, and I love how we can have some liveries with the minions, and then others with the black. So pretty dope. Love the changes. Also updated the checklist. This is the current live checklist, I believe. Yep. And there's going to be more to come. After BFU drops, there will be some more additions and changes and tweaks. So huge shout out to Silky Smooth for the continued phenomenal work. Hands down, some of the best liveries in all of Microsoft Flight Sim. Love to see it. In the future, I believe they're going to be adding. There are some Spirit placards that go here for the EFB, stuff like that. So it'll be pretty cool to see as those come. So that's kind of the good news. Just neat, seeing seeing the changes after some good resourcing and teamwork and stuff between me, V1, and Silky. Pretty dope. Now, for the bad news. For those of y'all who recall, 3 months ago, we had Macy's last stream. Macy was our American chocolate lab. She was always kind of the camera dog. We had to put her down. She had a cancerous tumor on her liver, in addition to the bone cancer that she had, which ended up leading to a broken leg. Surprisingly, never spread, and the broken leg she was able to live with pretty well. But it was that tumor on her liver is at risk of rupturing, and then would bleed out internally. So y'all remember that? That was not long ago. But now the tough news that I have to break, and I don't think this will hit as close to home here on the channel because, well, basically, I guess we'll lead into it with this, but my dog. So Macy was Crystal's dog. Now my dog, Bella, of course she wants to sit just outside the camera view. See if I can. But so that's my dog. She's been in the streams a few times, but she hates tile floor and laminate floor. So to get her in here, I basically have to make a trail of rugs and runners to get her in. But she has lung cancer. It sucks, but even more so sucks coming right off the heels of Macy's passing. We found out about a week ago, and she's kind of had, for a while, she's had this kind of hacking thing going on. We thought it was, Crystal, my fiance, is a vet tech. We thought it was age and a couple other things that weren't really a big deal, so kind of dismissed it. And then shortly after Macy passed, when Bella would hack, she'd kind of spit up some bile, sometimes food. And last Thursday, she had a pretty bad episode where she spit up 7 separate times. Each time there was about 3 to 5 piles of bile and food from her stomach and stuff. And so at that point, I told Chris, I was like, no, we're taking her in. I'm not going to dismiss this anymore. And sure enough, something that we were not expecting whatsoever. She has a tumor on one of her lungs, and it has already spread to the other lung. It's sitting in between her lungs, kind of in the back, pressing up against her trachea, which is the reason for the hacking and the spitting up. Without chemo, we're looking at
Contact departure 72 Bravo.
3, maybe 4 months of time left with her.
To departure 72 Bravo Tango.
With chemo, maybe add another 2 months to that, although not guaranteed. And then if we put her on chemo, a lot of that time is going to be kind of miserable. She won't feel good. So I've kind of been presented with the decision of whether to choose, an extra 2 months on her life and have her with us a little bit longer, but not feel great, or 2 months less, but better quality of life. And right now, for the most part, you wouldn't know anything was even wrong with her. She's happy-go-lucky, excited, loses her mind every time she sees me. Like me and this dog, man, she's my rock. Got her back in 2012. She showed up at the house with another lab. The other lab was terrified of humans for whatever reason, but me and this dog just clicked, and then she also clicked with the rest of my family. So within a week, we took her in, and she's been with me since. Like, leaving my parents' house, moving out, kind of transitioning from childhood to adulthood, and moving out on my own, going through my first airline job, going into my second airline job. Every time we've moved, she's been right there with me, going through breakups, like my grandpa passing, that was really tough. She's been the rock. So, it's going to be tough, especially after we just went through this shit. I kind of felt like in my gut I had maybe another year or two with her. She's like 12, and she's a 100-pound dog, so, they don't live super long at that size. But she seemed like great health, so kind of felt like I had a lot more time with her. But unfortunately, as life happens sometimes, that's not the case. And it's gonna be a tough part of life to get through. So that's this whole thing will kind of contribute in a way where there might be some times that I could potentially stream, but I will likely opt to spend that time with her. Every day during the work week, I've been, if y'all can't tell, this is a giant fucking dog bed. Like, it's absolutely massive. I put this dog bed in the middle of the living room with her other dog bed at the foot, and it's literally big enough for my entire body. So this whole week I've spent sleeping on the living room floor with her, really just trying to absorb as much time that I can get. She's the sweetest, most affectionate dog I would arguably say in the world. So just trying to soak up as much of that love and affection that I can get before it's time to say see you later. So anyways, that's kind of the bad news. Like I said, it could potentially affect some, like there might be times like on Fridays where I might choose to spend time with her, go take her to somewhere, go get a pup cup kind of thing, rather than stream. I know the streaming is already extremely limited as it is, and this is gonna, for a short period, kind of limit it a little bit more. But we're all a community here on the Wrong Side channel, and that's why I like sharing some of this more personal stuff with you guys. One, so that y'all know what's going on and why I may not be streaming, but also it's just it's a community thing, and helps me to talk about it. And after Macy has passed, it's weird that now I can kind of go back through some of the streams and find the streams that she was on and see her alive again. And so this is kind of another way. This will be something for me in the future after she's gone. So, anyways, enough of the sad talk. You know, times are still happy right now. She's here. She's breathing. She's good. From time to time, she may kind of spit up. So I don't think she would do that on camera, but she's been a little bit huffier and puffier today. So if y'all see that, apologies. But I don't think she will. We've made some changes with her food that seem to be helping a lot. But you know, something to be grateful for is every day that, you know, we got her and my loved ones and my friends, and she's here right now, and I'm thankful for every breath. So we're gonna have a happy stream and repo this airplane down to the fucking kick-ass Fort Myers scenery by Vertical Sim. If y'all haven't picked that shit up yet, I don't know what y'all are doing, cause it's a damn good airport. But love you, baby girl. Best dog in the world. Although you gotta be out of reach. Way so far out of reach. Alright guys, we'll turn the puppy cam on once we get airborne. Appreciate y'all kind of listening to that whole little spiel. I still have not pulled my desk out, which is a huge pain in the ass to switch around the camera USB. That's why there's no camera. Y'all can't see it now, or see it much, but we got a whiskey drink, and we're gonna give a little cheers to my baby girl B. It's been a good run. All right, back to happy thoughts. Callie Simmer, my dear, hope you're doing well. Yeah, there's the sweet Bella. Flight Sim Gaming, yo, great to see my friend. Welcome aboard. Let's get after it. While this thing boots up, just look at this livery, man. I love this. I love mismatched shit. I love the mismatched cowlings. Just gives so much character to some of these older planes in the fleet. It's awesome. Oh yeah, that can't open because there ain't no power. Alright, so again, we're going to be repositioning this airplane from the MRO here in Pensacola down to Fort Myers to get in position for revenue flying. And that way people can get to go where they need to go tomorrow. So we're going to recycle
Runway,
these doors.
Awareness. Okay. Feet.
So they'll open up and can be inspected. Alright, crew supply, ground control, CBR test. Y'all know the deal. Why ain't no sound?
King Air 1 Tango Bravo. Contact departure.
Hopefully that's not an issue.
Southwest 1020. Contact departure.
Contact departure Southwest 1020.
Alright, flight directors are on. Constraints, VORs. We'll get that in the plan mode. Same on the left side. VORs, constraints. Coming on down the center pedestal. Let's get that integral light all the way up. Ground clutter suppression to auto. Transponder TCAS to auto. And from here, we're not going to do the PA because we don't really have any passengers. We do have a couple quality control mechanics that are on with us. That's all we're going to be flying today. I still have to pick that scenery up. Don't know what I'm waiting on. Yeah, me either. You gotta pick it up and get some flying in there. I think you'd love it. Oh, we got UPS over here eating their way into the MRO. So I actually have a poll that I'm gonna do on Discord. I've got some I want some input from you guys. I'm curious about. But I have to wait and see that on the thing itself. All right. Let's go to charts. Atsu AOC menu, flight init, initialize data request. We'll come back. Let's go to ATC request, pre-departure clearance. That populates into there now. We'll just put in some random shit. I'm not going to listen to the ADIS because I do not care. I don't think it makes any difference. USA. Get our PDC that way. While we're waiting on that, IRS monitor, make sure we're aligning. We are. GPS. Airport reference point north 3028. And then west 80 or 08711. Cross checks. Check our nav database. It is currents. Over to init. Initialize data request.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Spirit Airlines Flight 9.
And I guess we got some flight attendants that are back there practicing their flight attending. Alright, flight number today, we are Spirit Wings 9037. Nope, NKS 9037. That is a realistic repo flight number. Typically, we use a call sign that has the last 90 for reposition and then the last 2 digits of the tail number. Cost index is 90. 9. Cruise altitude. Flight level 390 with a temperature of -54. Ground temp is 31 degrees based off the ECAM. Triple pulse is 52,800 feet.
United 123, contact departure.
And I don't believe we've...
Contact departure, United.
Actually, you know what? We can't. So we'll go here. Some settings, DCU. Alright, now let's see if we end up getting our PDC. Might have to send for it again. And I bet you I put $20 on it with Cali Simmer that it's going to give me 4,000 feet. There we go. Let's go on down. Depart request status. Blah 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 blah. Cool. Clear to Fort Myers. Maintain 4,000. Put 4,000 in the MC or in the FCU. Departure frequency is 18.6. Come up here. Put it up here so that we can quick reference it quickly. And then we're going to squawk 6654. Cool, we'll Wilco that. And send it. Let's see, did you watch the A2? Oh, I forgot that was today. I did not. Hopefully it's on YouTube and rewatchable, because I would love to see that. Kenny! How's it going, buddy? Sorry to hear that. Oh, yeah, man, I appreciate that. Then we'll just get another one. Yeah, I sent for it twice. Same thing, 4,000, 18.6, 5432. Okay, bro. I get it. 5432. But Kenny, yeah, man, I appreciate that. It's a day that I've been dreading. You know, I think when she was like 6, like back when I first started at Trans States, I was already thinking about the day that she goes, like how tore up I was going to be. And you know, when Crystal came out, we took her into her work to do an ultrasound. She came out and I was delusional, so I hadn't slept pretty much in well over 24 hours. And oh sweet, thank you, Callie. I'm gonna open that in a new tab. And she started telling me what was wrong with her, and it wasn't like, it was all kind of going over my head. I was not really paying, like, I was paying attention, but I wasn't processing. And then she said, it's not a decision we have to make now, but we're going to have to make it in probably the next 3 to 4 months. And she said she used the same verbiage with Macy, and that's what made it click in my brain. And I just got fucking mad. It's like, you can't get away from this cancer shit. Macy had cancer. Bella's now got cancer. One of my colleagues, her cat just died of cancer. Our friends here in Orlando, their dogs had cancer. Krsw actually removed that tumor. Their dog's fine though, so that's good. I want to have a Sulu. So you know, it just feels like something we can't fucking get away from, and makes me mad.
10 miles south of the field inbound to land.
Flyer.
Negative 2024.
And approach via.
Exec 2024, read back correct.
Let's do drums. I definitely want to see how this is going to look on the nav display, because I know the star kind of comes in looping around. Make sure there's no double up. So Cooper. Okay. There we go. That looks sweet. Very nice. Alright, secondary. The knit. Actually, let's make our lives easier. Let's go copy active. The knit. Then Kpns. Kpns. Not PMS, but PNS. Departure off 17. No SID. Secondary. Back to secondary. Pensacola. Arrival. ILS 17. No star. No via. Now let's get our perf. So weather here is 220 at 10. Somebody wants some attention. 22010, temperature 31, 299.7. And then Barrow, we're looking at 321. This is all if we need to come back to Pensacola. For the rad nav, not going to do anything there. Don't need it. We'll get our wind data uplink. And let's get the boarding going. Alright, let's see. So zero fuel weight planned is at 97.5. Throw our standard CG in there until we get the actual. Taxi fuel, we'll just go 0.4. Route reserve is 0. We're not carrying an alternate, although we'd probably be smart this time of year. There's probably vicinity thunderstorms. 45-minute reserve. Fuel planning. Now, typically on these repo flights, especially coming out of like heavy maintenance. Sorry, I had to take a sip of the whiskey. They usually have a lot of fuel already on them. So we have a block fuel today of 15.6. As you can see here, the block fuel in the box is calculating that we need at least 8.5 to complete the flight.
Delta 98, contact departure.
So obviously that is, we're going to have a lot more than that, so we can
Over to departure.
throw in our block fuel. Now we're going to go ahead and throw in our prelim numbers for landing. So we'll go to Fort Myers, weather, and winds 240 at 10. I see lightning distant to the southeast on the METAR, so that's great. Temperature's 31. Damn, so same temperature there as here. And then 30.02 on the altimeter. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized we can't get GSX here because we're not in like an actual parking spot. So we're just going to do an instant load, which works even better. Alright, so Barrow on the landing. It's going to be an RNAV RMP. It's 294. We'll skip the perf for now, and then Kpns 17 in case we lose an engine and need to come back. You never know what these airplanes are going to do coming out of heavy maintenance. Maybe they create more problems than they fixed. Alright, I'm going to get rid of that screen for now.
Attention all aircraft, information Tango is now current. Altimeter 299.7.
Tango. Hold on, I'm not going to listen to it. Alright, so with that said, we should have our final load sheet now. Receive messages. PDC, yeah. Alright, load sheets. So zero fuel weight is 97.5, which is what we got on already plugged in. And then a zero fuel weight CG of 27.6. That's good to go. We have a MACTO of 25.7. Get our takeoff numbers. One 7, drive, like optimal, force toga no, any ice off, packs on. Sync all this stuff up, calculate. Looks good. So we flaps 1 up 0.6 with the flex temp 68. And then 21, 22, 23. Very easy. Make sure it all moved over. Oh, that's looking good. Start getting rid of these windscreens, these sun screens. And being that it's a repo flight, we can leave that door open.
cabin is ready for departure, my captain.
Captain, my captain. I have my name and say intentions as my captain, so that she says, Captain, my captain.
Departing from
Stupid, I know,
Pensacola to
but, you know.
Southwest Florida. My name is Taylor, and on behalf of Spirit Airlines, I would like to introduce our captain, my captain, and our first officer, Captain Canada. Joining us in the cabin today.
Alright.
Emily,
Now my
James,
favorite part
Sarah,
of this
and Michael.
livery
We
is
are
this right
thrilled to
here.
have you with us. As we prepare for departure,
Alright, cockpit prep.
please ensure
Maintenance
your
log and
seatbelts are
tail,
fastened.
as we saw.
Fasten your seatbelt,
On board and
insert the
checked.
metal fitting into
Gear
the
pins,
buckle
covers,
until
all
you hear
removed.
a click.
Seatbelt
To
signs
release it, simply lift
are
the buckle.
on. 8
In
ears
the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop
are a
down
nav.
from the panel above you. Hold the mask
Fuel.
towards you to start the flow of oxygen.
Supposed to have
Place it over
15.6.
your
Got
nose
15.6
and
on board.
mouth, and secure it with
Altimeters
elastic band.
299.7
Remember to put your own mask
is
on
set,
before assisting others.
and
For those
EFB
seated
is
in the
checked.
exit rows, please take a moment to review the safety card located in the seat pocket in front of you. In the event of an evacuation, please leave your luggage behind and proceed to the nearest exit. There are 2 exits at the front and 2 at the rear of the aircraft. Additionally, we have life vests located under
So
your
what's
seats.
the
To
air
use
conditioning
them,
doing up
pull
in
the
here?
vest out, place it over your head,
Oh,
and
very
strap it around
tolerable.
your waist.
We're
Inflate
good.
the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. As we push back from the gate, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened. We will be coming around shortly with our
Alright,
buy-on
y'all ready to roll? I'm ready to
featuring
roll.
snacks like Pringles and Haribo gummies, as well as beverages
I absolutely
such as
love
Bud
the
Light
scenery
and
we're going to be
Sauvignon
flying
Blanc.
into.
Payment options
Before start
include
checklist,
MasterCard,
windows, doors, and slides,
Discover,
closed
Amex,
and
credit
armed.
card, and
Beacon
mobile payments like Apple
is
Pay
on.
and Google Pay.
Thrust levers,
Please note that
idle.
cash is not
Park and brake
Thank you for choosing Spirit Airlines.
is on.
We wish you a pleasant flight.
And transponder is in auto. No, you better not be trying to pop up no damn GSX shit. Alright, before start checklist is complete. Let's roll them up. Looking for more than 25 PSI on the bleed air. And we got it, so we're going to start engine 1. So for those of you who don't know, some nifty Airbus stuff. The engine will ultimately say available, but it's not a good start, or the start is not complete until the gray box around the N2 goes away. And now you know.
That's for the clearance. Delta 1-2 Sierra Echo, ready to copy IFR. Flight clearance to Miami with charge.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
I don't have external views set up. Oh well. Don't really need it for this string. So it's a super short taxi. So as y'all can see, we are here, and we're going to be taking off here. So we're going to do everything at the gate for the most part, or here on the apron. So go ahead and start number 2. Still have over 25 PSI, so we'll roll it up. How was everybody's work week? Hope everybody had a great week. Happy Friday. What y'all planning on doing this Friday? Y'all gonna have some good dividends. Y'all gonna go maybe get some margaritas, some tacos. What's for dinner? What y'all planning on doing? I'm hoping Crystal and I maybe go somewhere good to eat. I could use a nice, happy place to get some dinner. A little distraction. But at the same time, I almost feel guilty leaving the house because then, you know, missing out on time with belly butt. Hopefully those trees don't interfere. I think our wings should go right through them. Ready. Go to app start flow. In start switch to normal. Arm spoilers. Reset rotor trim. Flaps 1. Let's say our takeoff trim is going to be 25.7%, aka up 0.6. So roughly there. TA. And then APU can come off. App start checklist. Anti-ice off. Yellow pump is off. Rotor trim 0. App start checklist complete. I wonder if this guy's even gonna know where I'm at. Pensacola ground. Spirit Wings 9037 request taxi runway 17 with information Tango.
Spirit Wings 9037, taxi to runway 17 via Echo 1.
17 via Echo 1, Spirit Wings 9037. Brake check. Pressure 0.
Taxi to runway 35 via Alpha 8289er Alpha. Pensacola ground, do you want us to squawk VFR in the pattern 8289er Alpha? Pensacola ground, do you want us to squawk VFR in the pattern 8289er Alpha?
Piper 89er, I squawk VFR and report midfield each time in the pattern. Advise when ready to taxi.
Yeah, see these trees, this is bullshit.
Pensacola ground, Piper 8289er Alpha is
I'm thinking maybe the developer doesn't care, which is Dominic Design. Because like who's going to be using the MRO? Well, I'm going to be using the MRO. Damn it. Alright, flight controls, checks good. Let's do a little mini brief once we get up here short of the runway. Yeah, no, those trees are fucking annoying. I did a review on, hold up. Hello? Thank you.
Approaching 17.
The hell? Why'd I go to HF1? That's not right. Yeah. ACP2, I need VHF 1, send button press. Okay. And then this one. Nope, this one. Release. Okay, that one's set correctly. Now let's see what it does. Cabin. There we go, VHF1. Sweet. Alright, let's go for our mini brief. So, departing off runway 17, radar vectors to coast up to 4,000 feet. Gross weight's 112.8. Flaps config 1 plus F. Fuel's 15.4. V1's 121. V2's 123. Flight controls check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right, rudder, full left, full right. Flight controls checks complete. Flight attendants be seated for departure. Alright, alright, alright.
Okay, Captain. Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
That bitch loud. Alrighty, tax checklist, gross weight comparisons complete, pitch trim 25.7% CG set, V1, VRV2 flex, 21, 22, 23 flex, 68, flaps config 1+F, flight controls checked, ECAM memo takeoff all green, ECAM status is checked, PWS is on auto, TCAS code set TR, cabin crew advised, mini rigs complete, lineup checklist from a 1-7 confirmed full length inside outside, fuel, min required takeoff fuel is 10.6, we got 15.3 on board, engine mode selector is normal, bleed packs are set. Before takeoff is complete. Pensacola Tower, Spirit Wings, 9037, ready for takeoff from a 1-7.
Spirit Wings 9037, Pensacola Tower, runway 17, winds 220 at 10, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Runway heading, clear for takeoff. Spirit Wings 937. Oh, I didn't say the runway number.
On runway 17.
Got the E-Jets the other day. Oh boy, do I have some learning to do. Yeah, it'll make sense once you kind of learn. It's definitely a mix of Airbus and 7.3. Man, flex, let's just run with this blue. 100. Up to departure, Spirit 9037.
Spirit Wings 9037, roger, contact departure.
Up to departure, Spirit Wings 9037. Pensacola departure, Spirit Wings 9037, climbing 3000, 4000, runway heading.
Spirit Wings 9037, Pensacola departure, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 390, turn left heading 085, vectors to coast, then own navigation.
Climb and maintain flight level 390. Let's see, left turn heading 085, vectors to coast, and on navigation, Spirit Wings 937. hell kind of heading is that? Autopilot. Pensacola departure, Spirit Wings 937, request direct coast.
Spirit Wings 9037, direct coast approved, proceed direct.
Direct coast, Spirit Wings 937. All right, 10,000.
Dear guests, we have now climbed above the safe altitude, and you are welcome to use your electronic devices.
Why is
Please ensure
that?
they are set to airplane mode. Also, I'd like
It's
to
like
remind you that
constantly
all
pushed
Wi-Fi
in.
service is now available for your convenience. Thank
Oh
you
well.
for flying with Spirit Airlines. Enjoy the flight.
Oh yeah, flying down the Emerald Coast, baby, where it's nice and pretty. Some additional bad news for you guys. Really only affects me and not y'all. But you know, last time we talked about it, I did an interview for Flight Test Dispatcher 2 with Airbus, and I didn't feel like my interview went great. I didn't really sell myself. I didn't really live up to my resume, I don't think. I kind of let my nerves get the best of me and assumed too much that he had read my resume. Should probably never assume that they have actually read your resume.
Delta 305,
And
climb and maintain flight level
but we finished the
240.
resume, or the interview, wanting to bring me out for an in-person interview, meet the team, all that kind of stuff. And then a month and a half went by without hearing anything. I requested an update from the recruiter, and the next day I got a thanks but no thanks. So that kind of sucks. Y'all know me. I desperately want to live in the Gulf Shores area region, the Mobile Gulf Shores region. And at least for the near future, that shit ain't happening. So, in better news, I have the latest ship traffic update, GAST version 7 or whatever. And, y'all can see some of those freighters down there. If Shaq was here, he'd be shitting all over himself. That dude loves ships. The more of them keep popping up. And here is Destin, Florida. If y'all have never been to Destin, man, one of the most beautiful beaches you will ever see. Like, it legit competes with, you know, the more exotic tropical places. But one thing we didn't talk about is the flight time. We're looking at 1 hour and 8 minutes from wheels up to wheels down. We'll be flying down pretty much the entire Gulf Coast of Florida. We'll go ahead and full screen this. So as you can see, we're going to traverse through the Panhandle, hit Heaven, and then start making our way down to South Florida into Fort Myers. I wish we could add the approach. Like, it has runway 24 here in the routing at the top, but it, like, I wish we could throw in like the actual approach itself so that you would see it do its thing.
Altimeter setting.
Hello. Alright, STDs for you, me, and the jump seat. So a new, I wouldn't say new, but a new to me app that I've been kind of playing around with a little bit is the Garmin.
9037, contact Jacksonville Center on 124.475.
Jack Center on 124.475, Spirit Wings 9037. Jack Center, good afternoon. Actually, good evening, Spirit Wings 9037. Climb in 21.5, flight level 390, direct coast.
Spirit Wings 9037, Jacksonville Center, good evening.
Let's see, where's that? Here. There's one main reason why.
Just a second.
I got this. Well, I don't think I need to talk about it.
Radar vector cross city.
That is the Garmin Pilot app.
Expect 12,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 125.1.
And I'm actually going to
4275.
stop sharing this real quick so that y'all don't see my. Oh, look at that! It crashed. So y'all don't see my IP address. Let's see. Alright. And now we're getting all hunkered in. We'll leave that one open so we can look for boaties. Places in Florida I've only been to are Orlando, Miami, and Cocoa Beach. Ooh, you have not seen what Florida has to offer. I mean, I prefer Gulf Shores, Alabama, but Destin, beautiful beaches, like crystal clear, see-through water, sugar white sand. The water is actually warm and comfortable to be in. It's not fucking freezing like the Atlantic. Ready. So, charts. Here we go. So here is our Garmin Pilot app. And we'll throw our route in there. So we're going to clear this. There's one main thing that I really like about this app that I think Foreflight could do, but aside from this, I think Foreflight is 110% the better app. Like, hands down. So we'll do Pensacola. And we're going to tell it actions. Add origin runway, runway 17. Cool, en route waypoint. I need to bring up my OFP for this. So coast. And then heaven. 2 V's. And then from there it's going to be the arrival. So destination, Krsw, procedure, select arrival, tiny 3, from Plier, runway 24. And then we're going to tell it select approach. This is what I wish Navigraph would do. RNAV, RNP Zulu, runway 24. And I don't remember. what I ran it from. Drums. Load approach. Now we can get rid of that. So here we are. I'm going to tell this too that we are, let's see, heaven. We're direct to heaven. Alright, so that erases everything behind us. As you can see, we got some weather up off to our like 10, 11 o'clock. Doesn't really look like there's much weather out there, but you know, flight sim. This is Microsoft 2020, by the way. Chase plane keeps me in 2020. If it wasn't for Chase plane, we'd be in 24 for this particular city pair and whatnot. Yeah, heaven coming on down. You can see that little loop that we're going to be flying to enter the RNAV. Now here's what I like though, at least for dispatchers, this would be a huge help. It has to be an approved source. Garmin Pilot is not an approved source, at least at my airline, so it'd have to be supplemental information. But what can help though, we go to charts, Fort Myers, and we see we have, so we've got like your regular charts. Reset chart selection. Sure. So this is the FAA chart, which is disgusting. Jefferson is 20,000 times better, as y'all probably know. We don't care about that. What we're going to do is we're going to select smart charts. Okay. Now, smart charts, let's say if we were planning to shoot the ILS runway 6, well, we can already tell that the glide slope is unusable. So it kind of brings that to our attention, which is great. Okay. And I might actually need to rotate this. Well, so there's a profile view as well. And in portrait, it kind of like enlarges the profile view if I rotate it, which is going to make it look weird on the stream. Like that. See, now it's like all out of whack. So here's what's cool. In the top left, we have this little button that says minimums, and this will help determine your minimums for this approach based off of what's going on. So what we saw here in the NOTAMs was that the glide slope was unusable. So here it is right here. Navigation ILS runway 06. Glide slope, glide path is out of service on the ILS. So the ILS, it says it's unusable. I disagree. Like you still have, well, I guess it's not an ILS if you don't have the glide slope right, so then it's just a localizer approach. So what we can do is, we'll come here, we're going to tell it what category aircraft are we. So we're a 320, which is a Cat C aircraft. Okay. Now if everything works, and we have all these little items down here, like our approach lighting system, operative, centerline lights, operative, RVR, operative, etc. Like you answer these questions, and it'll tell you what your minimums are. So if the glide path was working, then our minimums, our decision altitude is 227, which gives us a decision height. So decision altitude is MSL, decision height is AGL. So our decision altitude is 227, which is a height above touchdown, 200 feet. RVR, 1,800 feet, or visibility of half mile. Now, glide slope's not working, right? So we can select localizer, glide slope out, and now we can see what our minimums are with that. So with a localizer, you don't have any vertical guidance, therefore it goes from a decision altitude to a minimum descent altitude, MDA. And my carrier, we add 50 feet to the MDA. So that would give us, what's 380 plus 50, so 430 on the MDA. And then RVR 3000, or visibility of 5/8 of a mile. Which we probably just round up to 3/4 of a mile. I think 3/4 is higher. I think it's more restrictive. You don't want to go, you don't round up to whatever's more restrictive, because the METAR is not going to report 5/8 of a mile. So it's pretty cool. You can answer these and it'll tell you what it is, right? So let's say like the ILS is fully working, but the approach light system isn't up. Well, you can hit an up, and now the RVR went from 1,800 to 4,000, and the visibility went from half mile to 3/4 of a mile.
Jacksonville Center, expect the tiny 3 arrival.
Cabin is ready for service, Captain.
Maybe 20 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Understood. Spirit Wings 937.
and we will begin our snack and drink service shortly.
But yeah, so it's pretty cool because, like, especially when you're looking at Cat 2, Cat 3 approaches, it's a big part of those approaches is making sure that everything that you need for that procedure works, like approach lights, centerline lights, etc. So when using this, you can tell this what's working, what's not working, and it will reflect the appropriate minimums. The other thing that's pretty cool is you can get rid of what you don't need. You can kind of declutter this top-down view. So let's say we're going to shoot the ILS from Obel, right? Well, we have this initial approach fix at Fogan that will then put you on the intercept course. But if we're going to shoot it from Obel, we'll tell it Obel, and now that whole Fogan part is gone. So now you're only seeing what you need to see. Then when it comes to like the approach brief and seeing the details of the approach, you hit details and it kind of gives you this nice little condensed format for all of your details. So you got your frequencies up top like normal, ILS, the identifier frequency, final approach course, misapproach, I don't know what you'd like, describe this as your, like typically you have like your textual format of your published misapproach, but here you have kind of a pictorial means. There we go, that's a good word, pictorial. It's smart people shit. Yeah, and your typical details just all kind of condensed in one spot versus having to look at the entire plate. So again, I think it's pretty cool. When really getting bogged down as a dispatcher, as a dispatcher you're planning so many flights, you're looking at so many NOTAMs, so many charts, trying to derive alternate minimums, trying to look at your actual minimums at your destination, stuff like that. So this could potentially be a really good supplemental source of information to determine minimums. Now, aside from that, that's probably the only feature in my opinion. Granted, I haven't played around with this a ton, but I think Foreflight has Garmin Pilot app beat pretty good. If Foreflight throws this in, it's a done deal. If they do the same thing. You got synthetic vision like you do on Foreflight, but what kind of sucks with this is Foreflight you can split the screen. You can have synthetic vision plus your map. This, you're just stuck with synthetic vision. You can open this little widget if you want to, and like look at whether wherever you want to go or what's along your route, but you don't have your map. It would be great to have. Let's see. I wonder if you do. No, can't do a map through that widget. So yeah, you're just kind of stuck with either synthetic vision or map. Y'all can see this is a previous flight that I flew. Uh-oh. Got some weather popping up. My man, John, how's it going, dude? What are these crown-looking things in chat? It's like it's a new thing in YouTube, probably to be somewhat similar to Twitch or something. I don't really know much about Twitch, but it's like a top 3 chatters in the chat kind of shit, if you know what I mean. Something like that. Whoosh. Whoosh. There we go. Let's do a little bit of that action so y'all can see what's going on down there, see the wing, but also see this. So this is a little nerdy side of me right here. Anytime there's weather somewhere that I know I have a camera, I like to go pull that up and see what's going on, especially when I'm at work. Kind of increase that situational awareness. So let's say Orlando. Let's see if we can see any remnants of that weather. Oh, yep, yes sir. It's kind of blurry, but you can definitely see that rain shaft and that little, it looks like kind of like a wet microburst off into the distance. Let's try the other one. As y'all can see, I have a shit ton of cameras. Downtown Orlando. Looks a little bit prettier in this direction now. It is kind of looking towards that gap in the weather. So that camera is right here, right? So actually it's not looking towards the gap, it's just looking to the west, southwest. So we're not really seeing those sails in the camera view. But there's a lot of cool cameras out there. When I get when I'm sitting at work and I have a moment and I'm kind of you know, would rather be somewhere else, I look at stuff like this. Sedona, Arizona. Very, very pretty. Muy caliente. Yeah, we got a bunch up in here. Let's check out Atlanta. See what's going on in Atlanta Airport. Oh, there's looks like a 350 off there, kind of central left portion of the screen. Got a Southwest taxiing out. I have a reputation in dispatch for all these cameras. Like, weather's going to be hitting Dallas. I'm like, alright, here you go, guys. Here's a Dallas camera so you can see what's going on at the airport. Look at that. DFW 777s. I got a bunch. I was looking at Vegas last night. Had some weather in Vegas. Well, we got Milwaukee, Seattle, Philly. This one's kind of cool. This one, oh, damn it. I changed it the wrong time. There was a 777 on the rollout. But this one, it kind of cycles through different cameras all over the country. Take a swiggy swig. There's Chirac. Muskegon, Michigan. That looks like a World War II submarine. Man, there's a bunch out there. See if there's any other good ones worth looking at. Let's see if this one still works. Denver Airport. They had some shitty weather last night. Out that direction. Nah, I figured. This one's hit or miss. Oh, this is a good one. Y'all probably seen this one before. Earth Cam in Midway. Hooker? What the hell is this? Go back. Of course, you got an advertisement. Let's go to these. Yeah. Favorite place in the world right here, Gulf Shores, Alabama. Fairhope, Alabama. Fairhope Pier. Kind of looks across Mobile Bay towards Mobile. There's the Mobile Causeway. It looks across towards Mobile as well. I was really daydreaming a lot about driving across this causeway to go to work for Airbus, but that dream has been shattered. This one's kind of cool. It was zoomed in the other day, so it's kind of hard to see. But in the central portion of the camera is the USS America, which is like, basically looks like a mini Titanic. And they're gutting it and going to sink it to be a man-made reef kind of thing. And then also to the left, you got some sort of naval ship. And at other times, when they have it panned a little more to the left, you can see the USS Alabama, which is a World War II battleship. Some big-ass guns. Of course, the advertisements outsmarted me. I thought I could outsmart it. This is the Midway Earth Cam. Not sure what they're taking off and landing on, but maybe they're landing on this runway right here. Can't see that word, nothing. Well, that's getting boring to watch. Go a little Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Should be hitting that peak season right now. That little arch you see are all made out of elk antlers. Because Jackson Hole sits on an elk refuge. Like, where else do you see this though? Like people just sitting and enjoying the weather outside, like in the little park. This is town square. You don't ever see that. And it looks like a little roadblock. I'm gonna be getting married here in October. Right next door to this place that says Cool or whatever the fuck it says. We're going to have our after wedding dinner, and then just over here on the right side, just out of view, is the $1 Million Cowboy Bar. We'll be having a little after wedding party or whatever. Telluride, Colorado. Folks swimming around in the pool, living a better life than I am right now. I need to feed my dog. She's probably hungry. Oh, hey, baby girl. Bella just walked up and nudged me in the hip. Said, bitch, pet my ass.
Guy with 4041 number tower, 827, line up away.
27, line up away, tower 4041.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you had an ATC with this camera.
Livery tower, hello, South with 4764 is jointly approaching 27.
With 4764, Livery tower traffic is holding in position, wind 300 at 8, runway 27, clear to land.
Still at 27, Southwest 4764.
Oh, yeah, there's a Delta holding. You hungry? Is that why you're up my ass?
Delta 1907 to 11 Bravo 8 on the Bravo, contact ground.
Bravo 8, Bravo ground, 1907.
See old girls being a little needy at the moment.
That was 4041, wind 300 at 8, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
27 clear for takeoff, guys, 4041.
That's a cool camera. Nobody cares about no SkyWest though.
540 number tower, 827, line up away, company on this 12 mile fun.
Alright, 27, line up away, Southwest 540.
Baltimore. Yeah, we got a bunch. This is a good one of St. Louis Airport. You just can't blow it up, which kind of sucks. Oh no, they got rid of it. Bastards. Here is Princess Juliana Airport. Don't look like much going on there. They close at night. Here we go. There's Miami. Yeah. Curious to see what's going to happen with these sales. Let's look and see if Orlando's got any holding going on. Not yet. Looks like they're skirting by. They're putting everybody on the on 18 right. MCO arrivals. Yeah, they're setting everyone up on the 18 right approach. What's oh no, I thought he went around. Latam and their 7/8s coming in. These little cells are building. Let's see what happens. I feel like something's been going on with this damn radar site in Melbourne. Alright, there it goes. Now it's drawing it out. So as y'all can see, airport's sitting right in the middle. See what direction that stuff's moving. Uh-oh. It's moving northeast, which is going to be a problem. This moving that way is going to put it over Orlando, which is no good. I don't know how convective this stuff is, but and it looks like the Gulf breeze is prevailing today. So there's a little phenomenon in Florida called the sea breeze effect. Alright, so the sea breeze effect, you've got breeze coming in off the Atlantic and breeze coming in off the Gulf, right? And then you have all the unheating or the uneven heating of the earth here in Florida.
9037, contact Jacksonville Center on 135.75.
3575, Spirit Wings 9037. Jack Center, Spirit Wings 937, flight level 390.
Spirit Wings 9037, Jacksonville Center, identified. Good evening.
So, what happens is you get all this uneven heating of the earth, or of the ground, right? Elevating a lot of that instability into the atmosphere, and you get the cool, moist air coming off of both bodies of water, they collide, and you get thunderstorms. Now, some days, both breezes don't really overpower one or the other. So then you'll start seeing thunderstorms blowing up in a kind of linear fashion down the state, down the peninsula. Big problem here in Orlando, because then that weather is very slow moving, if moving at all.
037, Jacksonville Center, clear Tiny 3, arrival into Fort Myers.
Clear Tiny 3, arrival in Fort Myers, Spirit Wings 9037. So then it just sits over the airport, and the airport's shut down forever. Now, some other days, like today, one breeze will overpower the other breeze. And so today, the Gulf breeze is overpowering
Spirit Wings 9037,
Atlantic
descend
breeze.
and maintain flight level 280.
Descend and maintain flight level 280, Spirit Wings 9037. I'm not going to do that, it's way too fucking early. So with that, you'll see a lot of these. Shut the fuck up. Descend and maintain flight level 280, Spirit Wings 9037. Shut up. So you'll see all these cells. I'm gonna replay the loop here in a second, but you'll see all those cells moving that direction, moving off to the Atlantic. Now you can kind of see this playing out.
Spirit Wings 9037, descend and maintain 17,000.
I fucking hate saying tension sometimes. Descend and maintain flight level 17,000, Spirit Wings 9037. So not only with the sails, but you can also see that happening.
Spirit Wings 9037, affirmative, maintain flight level 170.
With this, I don't even know what this is, to be honest. It's not clouds, but it's almost like you can see the air mass itself blowing in off the Gulf, or off the Atlantic rather, but it's not very fast moving, and you can see the sails moving a lot faster than this stuff is moving. So you can tell that the Gulf breeze is overpowering the Atlantic breeze, which is what we want. If we're going to have thunderstorms, we want them moving so that they don't sit over the airport for too long and shut down the airspace for hours on end, right? So when I play this loop, first you'll want to pay attention to this little air mass right here.
Spirit Wings 9037, descend and maintain 4,000.
See how unrealistic this is? Spirit Wings 937 descend and maintain 4,000. So you'll watch that, and then you'll watch the sails themselves, and you can see it happening and see it playing out. So you see how this air mass is just creeping, almost stagnant, but these thunderstorm cells are building and moving to the northeast. The other side of this is typically when these two air masses meet, so here and then you got all this air mass coming this direction, when they meet around about here, since that's kind of where they're going to join up, these cells could potentially explode into much bigger than what they are right now. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on as these cells blow up. We're going to watch and see what happens with these airplanes. So kind of watch with each scan how it plays out. I'm not going to leave it up shoved in y'all's face, that way you can actually see some of the stream. Looks like we're over the Tampa area right now. Yep, there's Tampa Airport off in the distance. Top of drops coming up in about 30 miles, so let's get the airplane ready to land. Alright, so down here in the box, we'll do our top hat flows, top hat, when you draw it out, flight plan, rad nav, prog, per, fuel prediction, secondary, so it makes a little top hat. We'll come here, fix info, Krsw24. We'll do a 5-mile range ring around that. Rad nav. This. I don't think, what's the nav down there? Oh, I don't care. Proc page. Krsw 24.
Spirit Wings 9037, contact Miami Center on 133.9er.
33.9 for Spirit Wings 9037. Miami Center, Spirit Wings 9037, flight level 3900.
Spirit Wings 9037, Miami Center, good evening.
Alright, current weather in Fort Myers, winds 250 at 8, 10 statute miles, clear skies. Temperature 31, dew point 3003, or dew point 24, altimeter 3003. 250 at 8, 31, 3003. Cool. Fuel prediction page. We got an hour and 30 minutes of extra gas. It's 6,600 pounds. Secondary. We'll delete the secondary. And I'm not going to put anything else in there. Shouldn't really need it. Now let's get our landing distance. So the first thing we'll need to do is determine our landing weight, right? So to do that, we're going to take our fuel on board, 10.5, and subtract our estimated fuel on arrival, which is 9.9. Take that difference, subtract it from the gross weight, and that'll be our landing weight. Because the only weight that's changing while you're flying, right, is the fuel.
It's going good. We're requesting IFR clearance to Palm Beach.
So let's try this. Let's go 10,500 minus, nope, that's multiply. 10,500 minus 9,900, 600 pounds, because we're about to start down. So, let's see, our gross weight right now is 108,000 minus 600 pounds is 107.4. Alright, so runway's dry, runway 24, apply the METAR. Landing weights, controls frozen while keyboard, 127.4. Low auto brake, max reverse thrust. Our landing distance available is 12,001 feet. Factored landing distance is 7,800 feet. I like to round it just to make life a little easier for my simple noggin. So, plenty of landing distance. Just gonna go. This aircraft is equipped with FLS, not in real life, but in sim life it is. Clear down to 4,000. Descent. So ILS push buttons are armed for the FLS, which is FMS landing system. Basically shows an RNAV approach like an ILS. Go auto brake low. It's going to be flaps full and full reverse thrust.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have left our cruising altitude and have started our approach to southwest Florida. At this time, we kindly ask everyone to return to your seats, stow your trays, and fasten your seatbelts.
Alright,
Please note that
so we're planning, we're cleared down on the tiny arrival, bottom altitude, it's 4,000 feet, Cooper, at or above. Planning the RNAV, RMP Zulu runway 24, charts 22-21, effective 31st of October 2024. It's an RNAV, final approach course 238, intercept the glide path at Omoki, 1,500 feet. Decision altitude is 294, which is 264 off the ground. Touching zone elevation is 30 feet. Minimum safe altitude around runway 24 is 2,600 feet. We go miss, we'll climb to 500 and climb a left turn to 2,300, direct Corfu and hold. Climb, or continue climb and hold to 2,300. Transition level is 18,000 feet. I have a standard 3-degree glide path. Minimum for this approach 264, round that up to 300. It's 7/8 of a mile, so round that up to 1 mile because it's not going to be reported like that. And weather's totally fine for that approach. Oh, for runway 24, we got high intensity runway lights, surround lights, approach lights, PAPI on the left. We got a 3-degree glide path that corresponds with the glide path on the RMP that we're going to shoot. Runway's grooved. RVR's reporting. Runway's 150 feet wide. Land's going to be a left-hand turnoff. Jump off either Fox 3, Fox 2. And then we're going to be parking right here at either Delta 11 or Delta 9. Nope. Like I said earlier, ILS push buttons armed. Auto brake low, flaps full, and full reverse thrust, right seat landing. Aircraft types 320 for tail strike avoidance. No MELs, no CDLs. Weather's no factor. Train's not a factor. It's a nice, pretty approach for you guys. I'll probably fuck it up, but you know. Let's see, brief, complete, stable by, cam status. Let's go ahead and do that. Seatbelts on minimums. Alright, chat. Y'all are awfully quiet today. What y'all doing for dinner? Guys, give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. I gotta go soak Bella's dog food in water so that it's soft enough for her to eat and keep it down. Give me 1 sec.
Spirit Wings 9037, Miami Center, contact Fort Myers, approach on 124.125.
We'll contact Fort Myers approach 24-125, Spirit Wings 9037. Oh man, Bella heard her dog food, and now she is excited, to say the least. Putting her head in my lap, panting, full of excitement. All right. Approach checklist. Briefing is complete. Approach stable by 1,000 feet AGL. ECAM status checked. Seatbelt signs on. Minimums Barrow 294. Altimeters 3003. Approach checklist complete. Well, she's all up and excited now. She didn't have the best time this morning keeping all of her food down. She kind of spat up a little bit, not a ton. I gotta wonder what she thinks as I'm sitting here just jawing away with nobody in the room, you know, talking to y'all. What you doing, girl? What you doing, girl? I put that camera too close, didn't I? I put that camera too close, didn't I? When I get done with this, we'll eat, okay? I'll make you some food. She said, "No, bitch, I'm hungry now. Let's go." I mean, she ate at noon. You're gonna go out there, Bill, and you're gonna be stuck because there's not gonna be any bed for you to step on. So, just know that. She hates laminate floor, she hates tile floor, anything that's not carpet, she hates it. So I had to make her a trail of runners so she could make it in here for the stream. Otherwise, she'd be on the camera a lot more often. It's just kind of pathetic what I got to do to get her in here.
Captain, cabin is ready.
Okay, bitch. There's 10,000. Damn stutters.
Southwest Florida. At this time, we kindly ask you to turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Please ensure your tray tables are put away. Your seats are in their full upright position and your seat belts are fastened. Our Spirit Airlines.
Girl, you're getting hair all over my throttle. Punta.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Hey Taylor, is this your dog up here in the cockpit?
Oh, Captain, I think there might be a mix-up. I don't have a dog with me, but if there is one, it must belong to someone else on board.
Yeah, there's a 100-pound black lab up here in the cockpit. Her name is Bella. She's super sweet. Her breath stinks a little bit. You know what? I think I'm gonna take her home.
Oh, that's adorable, Captain. Bella sounds like a lovely companion. Just make sure to give her some treats to freshen up that breath, eh?
Yeah, I'm telling you, her breath smells almost as bad as yours.
Oh, Captain, that's a good one. I guess Bella and I will have to work on our breath together, eh?
Damn, guys, Crystal's calling.
Departure
All right.
333, citation 333 is with you, and with November, would like our IFR to Trent.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
Cleared to Trenton via the Seashell 7 departure, then is file climb maintain 5,000, expect 410 10 minutes after departure. Departure's on 24.125.
Let's see, tower's going to be on.
For citation 333, thanks.
Theory 33, read back correct.
2875. So with this RMP, it's going to be a little bit of a short approach compared to what you would typically do on an ILS. You'd fly the downwind a little bit longer. we'll make sure I manage my speed well. We're midfield. We'll drop it down to 210. And since we're about to reach the initial approach fix, we're going to arm the approach. Approach mode. And unlike in ILS, in RNAV you can only do one autopilot channel at a time. But if you're doing ILS, you can arm both channels at a time, assuming that both ILS or both autopilot channels work. Alright, so there's VNE plus 10, or minus 10. So we go flaps 1, speed checks flaps 1. Fort Myers Tower, Spirit Wings 9037. We are on the downwind, turning final for RNAV, RMP, runway 24.
Spirit Wings 9037, Fort Myers Tower, winds 255 at 8, runway 24, cleared to land.
Clear land, runway 24, Spirit Wings 9037. Float. Expect high cabin rate, aircraft, vertical speed reduced. I was about to say, I have not seen that before, especially this low. Bill, I know you're hungry, baby. I'll get you food in just a minute, okay? Flat slope. Just a minute.
Navy on 63 Echo, welcome to Fort Myers. Contact ground on 121.9.
Alright, there's VNE plus 10.
21.9, 63 Echo.
Let's go, flaps 2.
Fort Myers Tower, Silent number 1723, Delta 2500, dropping down to 2000 on the ILS 6 approach.
I'm going to approach 2300 is set. Flaps 3. And flaps full. Clear to land. Alright, landing checklist. Cabin crews advised. Auto thrust is speed. Auto brakes low. ECMO landing all green. Landing checklist is complete.
1,000.
1,000 stable. My airplane.
Approaching 2-4.
500. $400. $100 above. 300. Minimum. 200. $100.
What the fuck? We got a touchdown
50.
sound.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Oh my goodness. Flared a bit late. I got too a little too focused on my power setting.
Spirit Wings 9037, welcome to Fort Myers. Contact ground on 121.9er.
21-9, Spirit Wings 937.
We have just landed safely and we hope you enjoyed your flight with us today. A fun fact about
Fort Myers ground, Spirit Wings 937, request taxi to Delta 9.
known for its stunning beaches and shell
Fort Myers ground, Delta 1,
in the name of Captain My Captain, First Officer Captain Canada, and the entire crew, we thank you for
Spirit Wings
choosing
9037, taxi to A24 via Foxtrot 5, Foxtrot 6, Foxtrot, Foxtrot 7, cross runway 24, then Alpha 7. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Not going to do any of that. Spirit Wings 937.
Clear to Charlotte via Seashell 6 departure, Venice filed. Maintain 2000, expect flight level 370, 10 minutes after departure. Contact departure 134.425, squawk 5751, Delta 250.
Spirit Wings 9037, taxi to parking by Bravo Alpha.
Bravo Alpha, Spirit Wings 937. She's sexy.
Spirit Wings 9037, then Alpha 7. Have a good day.
Hey, I'm done talking to you. Spirit Wings 937.
Spirit Wings 9037, contact ramp on 119.99 for further assistance. Have a good day.
Goodbye, Spirit Wings 937. Alright, guys, this scenery, these ground textures are on point, taxiway signs are on point, the airport building itself, the ground clutter, everything is just crisp. I love the jetways. The jetways look super dope. I'm gonna see if like they kind of look immersive in a sense of walking off the airplane and going into them. That's one thing I wish. I don't know if it's even possible for developers, but like to do like model the inside of jetways. That would be dope, especially in 24 with the walk around mode and stuff. I'm not American Airlines. 9 Delta. Nope. Kill that taxi light. And what we're going to do before we park. Oh wait, can't do it on that one. So after landing checklist, stereo lights are set, flaps are retracted. TCAS standby. Actually, that's standby. Engine mode selector normal. Ground spoilers are disarmed. Radar and PWS off. can't get a good view. Damn, jetways look modeled. Alright, brakes set. Let them up, shut them down. Ah, I forgot to start the APU. Yeah, boy. Alright, so let's look at this.
All doors are in park, Captain.
Cool, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at Southwest
Alright, so at least this part's...
On behalf of Captain My Captain, First Officer Captain Canada, and the entire Spirit Airlines crew, we wish
modeled.
you a wonderful stay here and a beautiful vacation. Thank you for flying with us today.
Nice.
And we hope to see you again soon.
Runway
Goodbye,
awareness.
safe
Okay.
travels to your next
Feet.
destination.
Like, look at this glass. It's the stupidest thing I know, like it sounds like, but I've seen a lot of sceneries where the glass looks like shit. Think about like Fly Tampa Vegas, right? Like, you can see in, but you can't see out. Stuff like that. Like, glass looks phenomenal. It actually has a tint to it. You can tell you're looking at glass, but it's not so obscured you can't really see outside. I love the glass on the jetways. Saving performance with static, folks. I would prefer maybe like mostly static folks with a few people walking around. That way from the airplane, especially at night when you're looking inside the cockpit or inside the terminal, you know, you see a little bit of movement. Kind of gives a little bit of that, oh, here we go. There's a fella. I think he's DJing. But yeah, it's always cool to, like, when you park at the gate to see like some silhouettes moving around. Fort Myers Brewing Company, that's dope. Now, everything in this airport just looks the typical vertical sim quality. Good as fuck. We got seashells on the ground. Look at that. Hey, hence the seashell. I don't know, seashell departure or seashell arrival. Got all the appropriate gate signage. D1, D1. So I hate it when there's like no gate signage, like everything's copy and paste inside the airport. That always makes me mad. Anybody need some pallet wood? Have them fire. Check that out. Microsoft Flight Sim. But alright guys, I can't get stuck looking at this too long, so I gotta feed the dog and get moving. But huge shout out to Vertical Sim for all of his work on this airport and all of his other airports. As always, fantastic job. One of my favorite developers and awesome person. And if you haven't picked this airport up, you're missing out. It's nice. Alright, I'm gonna roll the replay. We'll get a few replays in and then call it a day.
Endeavour 4806, say again. Endeavour 4806.
And also, huge shout out to Silky Smooth for this dope ass livery. Fucking love it. You know, I'm flying for Virtual American right now, and this really makes it hard not to go straight back to flying the shit out of V-Spirit. Alright, let's go GSX, reset, position, sim setting, no, panel states, ready. Activate.
Too low, terrain. Don't sink.
Approaching 2-4.
Oh no. There we go. Gotta love chase plane.
5 Papa Victor Heavy. Contact departure on 124.125.
124.125 for 5 Papa Victor Heavy. Get that.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, greatly appreciate y'all coming and hanging out this lovely Friday evening. And if you aren't aware of the announcement, please fast forward to the beginning of the stream, and you can hear the announcement over there. A little bit of a slapper. But guys, again, thank y'all so much. Always appreciate y'all coming to hang out the very few times I get to stream these days. Always means a lot to see y'all in the chat, and it's a great distraction to get to hang out with y'all. Hopefully get a stream in tomorrow. Krsw's got a little function she's going to. So I'm thinking maybe tomorrow we'll stream some Headwind A330. I have not flown that airplane in a long time. If we don't fly that, then maybe we'll fly A350. Got all my Airbus stuff set up, so I'm gonna stick with kind of the Airbus realm. But until then, guys, as always, be good or be good at it. Keep it on the wrong side. Go pick up a copy of the Vertical Sim Fort Myers Airport and go to FSTO and download this Skittles livery pack from Silky Smooth and have yourself a fine night. My name is Blake. I am Wrong Side Simulations, and I will see y'all on the next one.